Good morning, class. We had a snow day today, and as you know, the county now requires you guys to still have a snow day activity. So today we're going to practice reading political cartoons. Hope the class is ready. So the first place to start is with going to the librarycongress.gov website. They have really good tips that'll explain what you're going to look for when you're trying to figure out what a political cartoon means. You can find out what symbolism is, for example, how the stars on the flag represent the 50 states, the stripes, the original 13 colonies, exaggeration. I know you guys know what that is. Like, for example, how we might overstate the effect of something. For example, it was raining so much that we had to take a boat to class. There's labeling, which is quite simply just the characters being labeled or the events or the documents or other artifacts in the picture. There's analogy, that's most similar to using metaphors or similes, which you guys have learned about in your English class. And then there's also irony. For example, oxymorons are a form of irony, as are sarcasm. We all know what sarcasm is. Irony, you can think of that as oxymorons, which is two dissimilar things. For example, Biggie Smalls, icy hot, that type of stuff. So the first one we're going to practice on is Barack Obama. Now, there are some clues that we know that this is him. For example, he has the big ears. He has sort of a wide nose. He has this logo right there, which is decided to do with labeling. And of course, we kind of recognize what this figure is supposed to be, kind of a Superman, superhero type thing. And then we also see that he's labeled who the character is and the policy. So we know that whoever made this one is probably not too happy with Obama's policies or think they're really lacking because he's been skipping leg days for a couple weeks. And now we have George Bush. George Bush is very typically depicted with these pointy ears for some reason. He has bushy eyebrows, and that's kind of how we know who he is. The artist has also labeled it right here. And as we all know, the presidents, after they end, they tend to open up a presidential library. And now we see that his is just one simple book. They're making fun of George Bush for not being the sharpest tool in the shed. Now, I want you guys to try doing this one on your own. And now the question is, who is this depicting? Or rather, we see it's depicting two characters. One, we see this guy, probably American. Then we see this other guy here, Asian. And then we kind of see a reference you guys may or may not be too familiar with called mutually assured destruction. You see they're both just kind of putting it at each other, both pointing the same gun at each other. It's almost like it's just sharing the same barrel at this point. And I want you guys to try to figure that one out on your own. And there is one that I did purposely skip because I didn't want to make this activity too easy for you, but I've included the sources. And another thing we can use to figure out what a political cartoon might be saying is to look at the sources. As we all know, people and organizations tend to be biased. So that's usually an easy way to see if this is going to be pro or anti the character depicted. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your snow day. And this activity should take you about 10 minutes. I didn't want to ruin your whole snow day. And then I want you to guys to just go onto Canvas and just enter who you think it is and what you think that last image is depicting. And if you feel more comfortable with reading and inferring and evaluating what a political cartoon is saying. Thank you.